Hello. Here, hold on, let me adjust this. Hello, how are you? Ah, thanks, Light. I'm glad you stopped by anyway. That's totally fine. I appreciate just having a little bit of company while you're here. Good news. I am not sick, really. Well, I mean, I am recovering bit by bit every day, which is great. Am I wearing the same outfit as yesterday? Yes. It's because today I had the day off, so I didn't have to put in any effort. So therefore, I put in the minimum effort. Went to bed in my the same outfit, and then woke up and rolled around for a long time, and then yeah, it's today. No, it hasn't just been that, but I've also been what is it? I've been cleaning today and all of that. I have a housewarming party tomorrow, which is kind of exciting. It's weird. It's very adulty of me, but yeah, I'll be doing that tomorrow, which is exciting, I guess. It's awkward though because I don't really know how to I don't know how to host one, and it's in my house. In my house, I feel like my house isn't ready yet because I've got a lot of bare walls right now. But I'm kind of decorating. I mean, I have all the decorations that I had from before, but at the same time, I don't know if I want to do the same thing or if I want to add more color or what I want to do. So I'm still trying to figure that out. Yeah. No, it's okay. Like, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I'll see you later. Okay. Have a good one. But yeah, so I'm essentially just working on that for right now, and trying to make sure that everything looks as neat and pristine as possible. Yeah. But that's about all that's happening right now. I'm still kind of recovering from this cold that I have, but I mean, it's going away quicker than I was thinking it would, because yesterday it got really, really bad. But today it's getting so much better, and I'm recovering and I'm feeling great, and I'm able to project, and I was singing today, which was great, so I'm excited about all of these things. So yeah, let's get started. We're gonna crack open Hamlet. So yesterday, if you were not here yesterday, let me kind of give you the lowdown about what happened, okay? So yesterday we finished up Act 1, Scene 2, and then did Act 1, Scene 3, right? So we were going into, or maybe we did all of Act 2, Act 1, Scene 2. I don't remember. No. We stopped in the middle of it. Man, we really didn't read that much yesterday, did we? We read about 10 pages. That's okay. That's fine. It's okay to make it a slow burn. Everybody loves a good slow burn. So Horatio and Marcellus and Bernardo come in, who are the guards of Macbeth's castle. Okay? And so they come in and they're just like, hey, Macbeth, guess what we saw? And Macbeth is just like, what? What did you see, guys? And Macbeth says, no, not Macbeth. What's his name? Horatio. Horatio comes in, who's like, I guess, closer than a guard, but not as close as a friend. They essentially, what happens is they say, hey, so we saw this ghost of your dad, kind of crazy. And Hamlet's like, okay. And then he says he's gonna go visit the ghost as well and go like check in on it and see what's happening. And then we had Scene 3, which was in Polonius's house. So Polonius is like this stately man. I forget what it's called. Lord Chamberlain. He's a Lord Chamberlain, and he's what is it? He's going to go check in with his kids. So his kids are talking, Ophelia and Laertes. And Ophelia is like this woman who is claiming that... So she's allegedly involved with Macbeth, right? She's Hamlet. We're reading Hamlet, Violet. We're reading Hamlet, XB. Okay? Stop. Get over yourself. So... yeah. So Hamlet. Oh my god. Hamlet and Ophelia are allegedly involved, and Ophelia keeps talking about how her and Hamlet have been like doing these things, or like have, you know, whatever. And they've been courting each other essentially. And Laertes is like, look, Ophelia, I understand that you like this guy, but make sure you don't give him anything that you can't ungive him, if you understand what I'm saying. And Ophelia is like, oh, okay, whatever, big bro, got it. And Polonius is like, yeah, Ophelia, don't do that. But anyway, so Laertes, I don't know what he's doing, but Laertes allegedly is like getting on a boat and he's going somewhere. I think he's just like going on some kind of a journey or whatever. And that's all that's happening at the moment. So then we go on and we're on scene 4 with the platform. Okay? So we have Hamlet, Horatio, and Marcellus. And so I think this is going to be the scene where Hamlet sees the ghost. Okay? If I am assuming correctly. Spoiler alert. Okay. So let's go over it. So enter Hamlet, Horatio, and Marcellus. And Hamlet says, the air bites shrewdly. It is very cold. Horatio, it is a nipping and an eager air. Hamlet, what hour now? Horatio, I think it lacks of 12. Marcellus, no, it is struck. Horatio, indeed, I heard it not. It then draws near the season wherein the spirit held its wont to walk. And then there's a flourish of trumpets. Right? And so it's the trumpets are flourishing, and ordnance shot off within. Okay, what doth that mean, my lord? Yeah, me too, honestly. Horatio and I are in the same boat. We're both like, why the hell is this happening? Anyway, Hamlet's like, the king doth wake tonight and takes his rouse. So the king is having a party. He's having a little fiesta. Okay, bring the guac. Let's go. It's a Super Bowl party of Super Bowl parties. Okay? And he says, keeps wassail in the swaggering upspring reels, and as he drains this draughts of Rhenish down, the kettle drum and trumpet thus bray out the triumph of his pledge. So, so yeah, the king is having his fiesta. He's drinking in excess, and he's doing all his things. And Horatio says, is it a custom? So Horatio doesn't understand why the king would be doing this, which, I mean, I kind of get it, because, I mean, the king just got the position of being the king, right? So, if anything, it makes it makes sense. I think it makes sense. And Hamlet says, I marry, is it? But to my mind, though I am native here, and to the manner bored, it is a custom more honoured in the breach than the observance. This heavy-headed revel, east and west, makes us traduced and taxed of other nations. They clep us drunkards, and with swinish phrase soil our addition. Indeed, it takes from our achievements, though performed in height, the pith and marrow of our attribute. So oft it chances in particular men, that for some vicious mold of nature in them, as in their birth wherein they are not guilty, since nature cannot choose his origin by the overgrowth of some complexion, oft breaking down the pales and forts of reason, or by some habit that too much overleavens, the form of plausive manners, that these men carrying, I say, the stamp of one defect, being nature's livery, or fortune's star, their virtues else, be they as pure as grace, as infinite as man may undergo, shall in the general censure take corruption from that particular fault. The dram of evil doth all the noble substance of a doubt to his own scandal. So, okay, essentially what Hamlet is saying, he's like, these are the things that we're doing, but usually we don't really observe them physically. We just kind of we have an observance. We don't have a party typically, but you know, since these people are coming in and they're being so drunk, it's just like, it's very much a disgrace, especially considering the circumstances that his father died, right? Because his father died in war. He was killed. He didn't just die of old age like a lot of kings. I guess not. I don't know. I don't know if a lot of kings died of old age back in the day. I think it would have been more likely for them to die just of being old. Because, I mean, you didn't die of being that old when you were young. Or, not when you were young. Talking in circles, not making sense. No, so you didn't, like, die of old age. Or you did die of old age. But the thing is, the old age threshold was a lot lower, I feel like, back then than it is now. So people would die maybe in, like, their 50s or 60s, I guess. And that was pretty normal, I think. But anyway, so the ghost enters. But, oh, yeah. So it's like, it's a really disgraceful thing, right? Because all of these people are getting, like, super hammered. And they're like, yeah, we're going to get hammered and we're going to have a party. And we're going to have the best time ever. And then the ghost comes in. And Horatio says, look, my lord, it comes. So the ghost came in. And Hamlet goes, angels and ministers of grace defend us. Be thou a spirit of health or goblin damn it. Bring with thee affairs from heaven or blasts from hell. Be thy intents wicked or charitable, thou comest in such a questionable shape that I will speak to thee. I'll call thee Hamlet, king, father, royal dame. Oh, answer me, let me not burst in ignorance, but tell why thy canonized bones here, hearsed in death, have burst their cerements? I'm gonna go with cerements. Why, the sepulchre wherein we saw thee quietly inurned, hath opened his ponderous and marble jaws to cast thee up again. What may this mean that thou, dead corse, again in complete steel revisits thus the glimpses of the moon, making night hideous, and we fools of nature, so horridly to shake our disposition, that with thoughts beyond the reaches of our souls, say, why is this? Wherefore? What should we do? And the ghost beckons Hamlet. He's just like, ooh, come, sir. So, and Horatio says it beckons you to go away with it, as if it's some impartment and a desire to you alone. And Marcellus says, look, with what courteous action it waves you to a more removed ground, but do not go with it. So the ghost is just like, hey, Hamlet, you should come over here. I have some drugs. No, I'm kidding. He didn't say there were drugs. But Horatio is essentially just like, don't go with it. That might not be safe because it's a ghost. And Marcellus, and Horatio says, no, by no means. And Hamlet says, I will not speak. It will not speak, then I will follow it. So essentially Hamlet's justifying it by saying, look, the ghost isn't talking to me, so why would I not follow it if it's trying to give me some kind of information? You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to get this information that it's asking for. And Horatio says, do not, my lord. And Hamlet says, why? What should be the fear? I do not set my life at a pin's fee. And for my soul, what can it do to that, being a thing immortal as itself? It waves me forth again. I'll follow it. And Horatio says, what if it tempt you toward the flood, my lord, or to the dreadful summit of the cliff that beetles over his base into the sea, and there assume some horrible form which might deprive your sovereignty of reason and draw you into madness? Think of it. The very place puts toys of desperation without more motive into every brain that looks so many fathoms to the sea and hears it roar beneath. And Hamlet says, it waves me still. Go on, I'll follow thee. So Horatio's just like, what if it transforms into a sea monster and then it eats you and it's just like the worst thing in the world? And Hamlet's like, it's fine. He's still waving me over. I'm gonna go. Okay, bye guys. This is the whole reason we came, is so we could find out more about the ghost. And now you're telling me not to find out more about the ghost. It makes no sense. And Marcellus says, you shall not go, my lord. And Hamlet says, hold off your hands. Horatio, be ruled, you shall not go. Hamlet, my fate cries out, and makes each petty artery in this body as hardy as the Neiman lion's nerve. Still, I am called. Unhand me, gentlemen. By heaven, I'll make a ghost of him that lets me. I say, away! Go on, I'll follow thee. And the ghost and Hamlet exude together. And Horatio says, he waxes desperate with imagination. Marcellus, let's follow. 'Tis not fit thus to obey him. Horatio, have after. To what issue will this come? Marcellus, something is rotten in the state of Denmark. Horatio, heaven will direct it. Marcellus, nay, let's follow him. And they all exude. So, Horatio and Marcellus, and I think the other guy who's with them, I think his name is Benedict. No one else is with them. But, oh yeah, because one of them has to be on guard, right? So, on guard! So Horatio and Marcellus are both gonna go follow Hamlet with the, what's it called? Ghost. Yeah. Okay, so then that's the end of the scene. So scene 5 starts, and it's with the ghost and Hamlet, okay? So the ghost and Hamlet are on another part of the platform. And they're just chilling. Which it makes no sense. Like, I don't know how big this platform is. Like, how far did you have to travel to be on this platform somewhere else? And how is it more private than being on the regular part of the platform? Why did you have to go to another part of the platform? Come on, Hamlet. How much more private is it actually? Anyway, so the ghost and Hamlet enter, and Hamlet's like, "Whither wilt thou lead me? Speak. I'll go no further." So Hamlet's just like, "Look, you took me really far on this platform. I'm not going anywhere else. I'm not taking one more step until you say something." And the ghost says, "Mark me." Sorry. "Mark me." And Hamlet says, "I will." Oh God, we're gonna have to get some real ghostly monologuing out. So the ghost says, "My hour is almost come, when I to sulphurous and tormenting flames must render up myself." And Hamlet says, "Alas, poor ghost." And the ghost says, "Pity me not." This ghost voice is so bad, it's so sheepish. "But lend thy serious hearing to what I shall unfold." So the ghost is just like, "Look, I have information to tell you, but you just gotta wait for it." And Hamlet says, "Speak, I am bound to hear." And the ghost says, "So art thou to revenge when thou shalt hear." And Hamlet says, "What?" I'm not going to do the ghost voice for this entire monologue, but just remember the warbling and the ghostliness of it. Okay, here we go. The ghost is exiting me. That's why I can't do the ghost voices, because the ghost voice is literally coming out of me as I yawn. Okay, and it says, "I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, and for the day confined to fast and fires, till the foul crimes done in my days of nature are burnt and purged away. But that I am forbid to tell the secrets of my prison house. I could a tale unfold whose lightest word would harrow up thy soul, freeze thy young blood, make thy two eyes like stars start from their spheres, thy knotted and combined locks to part, and each particular hair to stand and end, like quills upon the fretful porcupine. Porpentine. I was thinking porcupine, porcupine, but I thought it was just like with a T instead of porcupine. It was porpentine. You get what I'm saying. Okay, porpentine. But this eternal blazon must not be to ears of flesh and blood. List, oh list, if thou didst ever thy dear father love. And Hamlet says, "Oh God." So, essentially, Ghost is like, "Look, there's some stuff that happened. I got some drama from the afterlife." The ghost says, "Revenge is foul and most unnatural murder." And Hamlet says, "Murder?" And the ghost says, "Yeah, I was murder, bro. Hamlet, did you not listen to anything I just said?" And the ghost says, "Murder most foul is, and the best it is, and this most foul, strange and unnatural." And Hamlet says, "Haste me to know it, that I with wings is swift as meditation or the thoughts of love may sweet my revenge." So Hamlet's like, "Daddy, I'll do anything for you, anything at all." And the ghost says, "I find thee apt and duller shouldst thou be than the fat weed that roots itself in ease on Leith wharf. Wouldst thou not stir in this? Now Hamlet here, 'tis given out that sleeping in my orchard a serpent stung me, so the whole ear of Denmark is by a forged process of my death rankly abused. But know, thou noble youth, the serpent that did sting thy father's life now wears his crown." And Hamlet says, "Oh, my prophetic soul, my uncle." So the ghost is like, "Look, somebody from the inside did this. And now he replaced me." He's like, "Let me speak in riddles." And Hamlet's like, "This riddle's easy. I know this one. It means that my uncle killed you." "Not Unky." What's his name? Claudius? Unky Claudius? Yeah. "Not Unky Claudius." And the ghost says, "Aye, that incestuous, that adulterate beast." I'm glad the daddy... I'm glad Hamlet Sr. recognizes this, that it's adulterous and also incestuous, what's happening. With witchcraft, killing it. With witchcraft of his wit, with traitorous gift, a wicked wit and gifts that have the power to seduce, one to his shameful lust, the will of my most seeming virtuous queen, O Hamlet! What a falling off was there from me, whose love was of that dignity that it went hand in hand even with the vow I made to her in marriage, and to decline upon a wretch, whose natural gifts were poor to those of mine, but virtue, as it never will be moved, through the lewdness courted, in a shape of heaven. So lust though to a radiant angel linked, will sate itself in a celestial bed and prey on garbage. But soft methinks I scent the morning air, brief let me be, sleeping within my orchard, my custom always of the afternoon upon my secure hour thy uncle stole with juice of cursed Hebanon, and a violet in the porches of my ear did pour the leprous distilment, whose effect holds such an enmity with blood of man, that swift as quicksilver it courses through the natural gates and alleys of the body, and with a sudden vigor it doth possess, and curd like eager droppings into milk, and thin the wholesome blood. So did it mine in the most instant tedder, bark it about, most Lazar-like, like a leper, with vile and loathsome crust, all my smooth body. So essentially he's describing like the way that his brother poisoned him. He's like, look, this dude literally dropped the poison into my ear while I was sleeping, and it coursed through my veins, and I could feel everything going through. And that is why I am dead. And so I feel like Hamlet's just sitting through this like, wow, what a good story. So how do you want me to seek my revenge? You know? Because, I mean, I think it's pretty implied that he wants him to kill him, but, like, at the same rate, so this ghost is going into this really gruesome detail about it, right? So you would think that maybe he would also go into gruesome detail as how he wants Unky Claudius to be killed, you know what I mean? Anyway, so, thus was I, sleeping by a brother's hand of life, of crown, of queen, at once dispatched, cut off even in the blossoms of my sin, unhouse-led, disappointed, unannaled, no reckoning made, but sent to my account with all my imperfection on my head. O horrible, horrible, most horrible, if thou hast nature in thee, bear it not. Let not the royal bed of Denmark be a couch for luxury and damned incest. But howsoever thou pursuest this act, taint not thy mind, nor let thy soul contrive against thy mother aught. Leave her to heaven, and to those thorns that in her bosom lodge, to prick and sting her, fare thee well at once. The glowworm shows the matin to be near, and begins to pale his uneffectual fire. Adieu, adieu, adieu. Remember me. Remember me. Anyway, so yeah, his father is just like, look, you got to take care of this, okay? This guy, I didn't get to do the things that I wanted to do as a good king, right? Because I think what happens, at least in these kind of situations, right? People are always kind of with the idea of, I can always do it later, right? And I mean, I don't think Hamlet's father was really very old. I think he was maybe in his 40s, right? Maybe in his 50s. But he had this idea once this war was over, he would be able to do the just and nice and right things, because during war, it's hard to show any kind of a good side when it comes to being a leader, because you have to be aggressive and you have to show, you know, these other countries, at least like in this kind of time period, it seems, you have to be aggressive and show that you are ruthless and you will not let anybody encroach on your territory. And so he was never given the opportunity to express how loving and caring he was of Denmark while he was alive. And Hamlet says, oh wait, and then the ghost exits. Right, okay. And so Hamlet says, oh, all you host of heaven, oh, earth, what else? And shall I couple hell? Oh, fie, hold my heart, and you, my sinews, grow not instant cold, but bear me stiffly up. Remember thee? Aye, I a poor ghost, while memory holds a seat in this distracted globe. Remember thee? Yea, from the table of my memory, I'll wipe away all trivial fond records as saws of books, all forms, all pressures past, that youth and observation copied there, and thy commandment all alone shall live within the book and volume of my brain, unmixed with baser matter. Yes, by heaven. O most pernicious woman, O villain, villain, smiling damned villain, my tables! Meet it is I set it down, that one may smile and be a villain. I'm at least I'm sure it may be so in Denmark. Then he starts writing something. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Punk! I know, it's St. Patrick's Day. I am excited, but I also am not going to a pub. Lorenzo, why are you tuned in to me at the movies? You don't have to watch the stream while you're in the movies. Don't worry about it. Lorenzo, it's fine. Here, hold on. I'm going to type a message because he can't hear. Hold on. Lorenzo, don't watch me in the movies. It's rude to glow up the theater. I know, right? I don't think Sajokos is here right now. I don't know. You. Okay. Good, Lorenzo. Ads are on. Okay, I'm curious. What movie are you watching? Okay, that's it. That's the last chat I'm gonna put because otherwise I'm gonna get too leany. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Lorenzo. Yeah, come back for the replay. 65. Wow, I have never heard of this movie. I'm not gonna know what this movie is. Okay, cool. Anyway, so. But thank you, Punk, for wishing me a happy St. Patrick's Day. I had a great grandmother who is Irish, kind of. Not that I'm trying to claim that I'm Irish in any way. I just know she made really good corned beef and cabbage. And I really want corned beef and cabbage. It sounds really good right now. But they don't have it here. Bye, Lorenzo. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, the old American, he's Irish. I know, right? Well, so the funny thing about like this whole Irish thing, is that, so I have very eclectic hair. I have a lot of hair colors within my hair. I have blonde, I have brown, but I also have red in it in some places too. So it's just like a reminder of my Irish great-grandmother who was a redhead. So it's just strange. I don't know. It's like all of these cultures that are tied up in my hair. It's weird. I don't know, man. I know, but it is very American of me to say, I am part this, and part this, and part this. You're from Northern Ireland? Whoa! I didn't know that, Punk. Okay, cool. Neat. Ireland. Yeah, I met someone from Ireland recently, actually, in Korea, since I'm living here. Duh. I have met other people from Ireland in the past. I've worked with a couple people from Ireland, actually. Maybe like 10 people from Ireland I've met in the past. But that's about it. That's all I got. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna keep going with this scene because we gotta chug this out. We gotta finish this. Okay. We get around. Okay, Punk, I see you. No, sorry, that was horrible. Anyway, so he's writing. So, uncle, there you are. Now to my word. It is adieu. Adieu, remember me. I have sworn it. And then Horatio and Marcellus say from within, which I think they're within like a wall or something because they're on a platform. So I think they're behind the platform. And they say in unison, my lord, my lord. I know, this perfect unison, right? And then Horatio and Marcellus come in. And Marcellus says, Lord Hamlet. And Horatio says, heaven secure him. Hamlet says, so be it. Marcellus, illo, ho, ho, my lord. Hamlet. Hello, ho ho, my boy. Come, bird, come. I like how they say illo, because it's like hello, like in a British way. But it's illo, and then he says hillo instead of hello. It's like pillow and pillow. Gross. Anyway, so Marcellus says, how is it, my noble lord? And Horatio says, what news, my lord? And Hamlet says, oh, wonderful. He's like, want me to give you the tea? And Horatio says, good, my lord, tell it. And Hamlet says, no, you will reveal it. And Horatio says, not I, my lord, by heaven. Marcellus, nor I, my lord. And Hamlet says, how say you then? Would heart of man once think it? But you'll be secret. And Horatio and Marcellus say, in unison, I by heaven, my lord. And Hamlet says, there's never a villain dwelling in all Denmark, but he's an arrant knave. Horatio says, there needs no ghost, my lord, come from the grave to tell us this. And Hamlet says, quite right, you are in the right. And so, without more circumstance at all, I hold it fit that we shake hands in part. You, as your business and desire shall point you, for every man hath business and desire, such as it is, and for my own poor part, look you, I'll go pray. Horatio says, these are but wild and whirling words, my lord. Hamlet. I'm sorry they offend you heartily. Yes, faith, heartily. So Hamlet's just like, I'm sorry, bro, I can't tell you the secret because it's a secret, and so I can't tell you because honestly, it's gonna get me in trouble. So no. Horatio says, there's no offense, my lord. And Hamlet says, yes, by St. Patrick! How festive! How festive that St. Patrick was brought up in Hamlet today. I didn't even plan that, to be honest. Yes, by St. Patrick! And there is, Horatio, the most and much offense, too, touching this vision here. It is an honest ghost. That let me tell you, for your desire to know what is between us, overmaster it, as you may. And now, good friends, as you are friends, scholars, and soldiers, give me one poor request. Horatio. What is it, my lord? We will. Hamlet. Never make known what you have seen tonight. So Hamlet's just like, look, I can't tell you the gossip, but let me tell you one thing. Don't tell anybody what happened. Don't tell anybody about the ghost. If you tell anybody about the ghost, then I'm going to have to talk to people about the ghost. And I don't want to talk to anybody about this ghost. And Horatio Marcellus says, my lord, we will not. And Hamlet says, nay, but swear it. Horatio, in faith, my lord, not I. Marcellus says, nor I, my lord, in faith. So they're like, we won't tell anybody, we promise. People are going to think we're crazy anyway if we tell them. So Marcellus, and Hamlet says, upon my sword. So they have to swear on his sword. Marcellus says, we have sworn, my lord, already. And Hamlet says, indeed, upon my sword, indeed. And the ghost beneath, he's under the ground, he says, swear. And Hamlet says, aha, boy, sayest thou so? Art thou there, true penny? Come on, you hear this fellow in the cellarage, consent to swear. And Horatio says, propose the oath, my lord. Hamlet, never to speak of that. Never to speak of this that you have seen. Swear by my sword. And the ghost says, swear. He's below the platform. You just have to keep this in mind. Okay? Just use your imagination. And Hamlet says, hic et ubique, which means here and everywhere in Latin. Then we'll shift our ground. Come hither, gentlemen, and lay your hands upon my sword, never to speak of this that you have heard. Swear by my sword. And the ghost once more says, swear. It just sounds like you're losing Pac-Man. I'm sorry. And Hamlet says, well said, old mole. Canst work in the earth so fast? A worthy pioneer. Once more remove, good friends. And Horatio says, oh, day and night, but this is wondrous strange. And Hamlet says, and therefore as a stranger give it welcome. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt in your philosophy. But come, here as before, never so help you mercy, how strange or odd soever I bear myself, as I perchance hereafter shall think meet, to put an antic disposition on, that you, at such time seeing me, never shall with arms encumber it thus, or this head shake, or by pronouncing of some doubtful phrase, as, well, we know, or we could, and if we would, or if we list to speak, or there be, and if they might, or such ambiguous giving out to note, that you know aught of me, this not do. So grace and mercy at your most need help you. Swear! The ghost beneath says, swear! Yeah, this ghost is like really invested in this swearing. And Hamlet says, rest! Rest, perturbed spirit. And then they swear, and they're like, we solemnly swear upon this sword that we will not snitch on Hamlet, 'cause snitches are bitches, and bitches get stitches. Snitches. And then they're like, and then the blood rises to the skies, and then, no, I'm kidding. And Hamlet says, so gentlemen, with all my love I do commend me to you, and what so poor a man as Hamlet is may do to express his love and friending to you, God willing shall not lack. Let us go in together, and still your fingers on your lips, I pray, the time is out of joint. O cursed spite, that ever I was born to set it right. Nay, come, let's go together. And they exit. They exude! That's all we're going to read today. It's a short stream today. I have cleaning to do. I don't know if you were here for the beginning of the stream punk, but essentially I have a housewarming party tomorrow. What? Because it's like a weird adult thing, and I was like, oh, this seems kind of dumb. I should do it. It's a good excuse to have a party. I don't have a lot of parties, but I like good social gathering. It's nice to get people together. So, I gotta clean my house. I gotta make sure it's ready to go. But thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I hope you wore green. I didn't. I get a pinch for that, but I'll put on green later whenever I go outside to go buy some hooks for my backpacks. So yeah, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. I have fun. I hope you have fun, and I will talk to you again soon. I will see you on Sunday if you come to the music stream, and if not, I will see you on Monday. Okay, goodbye. Talk to you later.